Hello and welcome to Quora Queries. I'm Q, and I will be taking you through today's Q&A. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you want more questions like this. Now, let's get into this. I'm 22 and I really wanted another baby. I'm currently 2 months pregnant now. The father of my child won't help me, but I don't care. I'm just going to get a better paying job and move out of my parents' house. Is this a stupid idea? Well, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but if you're planning on being the village chief, you might as well start building that empire now. Go for the job, the independence, and the baby, all while being the ultimate multitasker. Let's check on the community. Reply 1. I had a baby on my own at 22. She was unplanned, and I had zero support from anybody else. No child support, no family assistance. I was in the military when she was born, and she was one when I was honorably discharged. I waited tables, worked for my apartment complex doing cleaning and maintenance to cut my rent down, and on the weekends, I did private cleaning of several houses and apartments in my area. I could bring my daughter with me for those. I was also in college, working towards my bachelor's degree in early childhood education. One benefit of having been in the military is that my education itself was paid for. But bills? I paid for childcare, I had housing costs, food costs, clothing costs, car maintenance, gas, and insurance bills every month at a minimum. That didn't take into account incidentals and emergencies. It took me 6 years to get a 4-year degree, so my time was busy. Our money was very tight, but my daughter and I would both tell you those were some of the happiest days of our lives. She is 24 now, married with babies of her own, a wonderful human and a fantastic mother. She doesn't know how I did it. Sometimes, thinking back, I don't know how I did it. I tell her, I just did. I loved her, and I had a huge responsibility towards her, so I just did it. It absolutely can be done. I promise you. Just recognize that these babies are your responsibility, not your parents, not your friends. They need to be put first every day over your own wants and needs. If you get help/support from the father, use it wisely. Work towards bettering your situation and theirs. If you can get an education or into a trade, do it. Learn what resources are available in your area for these. Parenting on your own is hard. Hard work is often thankless, and you will likely cry more than you ever have in your life. But the reward is that we have these wonderful human beings. I wish you light, love, and luck in all you do. Reply 2. Your life is likely to be interesting. You are 2 months pregnant, 22, and live with your parents, another baby? So you already have one child and now you plan another. Okay, what better paying job? Will it pay enough to pay for the daycare for your 2 kids plus meeting the cost of a place to live, food, and everything else? That is going to have to be a very well-paying job. No, you do not have the right to have the expectation that your parents will care for your kids. So you chose to make a child with someone who will not be a parent? That was a stupid idea. Just because you really wanted another child doesn't mean you do so before you have your feet set. The better job already done and your own place. Kids are expensive, very expensive. I know we raised 2 of them. A wise parent makes sure there is a next building for the child before they have the child. As for the father, yes, he will help, file for child support, and make sure he pays. Failure to pay can land him in jail. If life's a game, you're about to play on hard mode, but hey, that's where the real rewards are. Just make sure you have some extra coffee in hand, because Super Mom is going to need it. Let's move on. Reply 3. The father will work when he has to pay child support, apply for public aid, IDs, for food stamps, medical card, and cash assistance. Go online to apply. The computers at the library are free. Go to food pantries and churches for free food. Go to a food bank. They require a small fee, but you get lots of groceries. Go to a Salvation Army. They will also help you. Go to agencies in your area to help pay rent and utilities. and go to thrift stores to buy what you need for you and your baby. Reply 4. Sounds like a plan to me. You do you, and don't let anyone tell you that you cannot do it. There are women that can handle 10 children, and there are some like myself that do not want children. Just know that you will need to have an income because children are expensive, but that is all your decision on how you're going to manage to take care of your care. Reply 5. You are only 22 and cannot even commit to a person in marriage, so you want to drag more children into the world? Good job. The deed is done, so now it is time to go forward. The father must get involved. It is not his to say he does not want to help. He is responsible for child support for the next 18 years at least. Each father must support his child. No choice. Since you will be living alone and trying to work, you will need that support. Stop having children. Reply 6. Family planning should be mutual. If a woman is not ready to get pregnant, men have to accept it. In the same, you should also respect your husband's decision. And 22 and planning to raise 2 kids alone, I should say you are immature and have not thought about the future well. Your idea isn't necessarily stupid, but it's definitely a huge challenge that requires a lot of planning and support. Raising a child is demanding, and doing it on your own while juggling a career and trying to move out can be overwhelming, especially without help from the father. It's important to think through the financial and emotional costs involved. Ultimately, if you're set on this path, it's about being realistic and prepared. It may take a lot of grit, but it's definitely possible with the right planning, a solid support system, and a bit of flexibility in your goals. Reply 7. Don't get another baby unless you already get a high-paying job. Move out from your parents' house and already save a lot of money for your next baby, because as a single mom who got pregnant at 22 as well, and also living with my parents, I'm telling you it is not as easy as you can imagine your life will be. Always think of your child right now, what's going to be their living conditions, and if you can afford to give this kid a life that he deserves, cause if you can't yet, then don't think of getting another baby. Reply 8. It's not anywhere near good enough to just be stupid. Getting a better job and moving out is fine for a 22-year-old single person. It's an abysmal idea for an unwed mother with a sketchy boyfriend and another baby on the way. Raising children can be difficult for a 2-parent family, especially when one is a toddler and the other is an infant. The children need a lot of care at that stage, so who is going to do that while you're at work? What kind of a job will you get that will pay for daycare, rent, food, transportation, etc.? Your best is to stay with your parents and hope they help you while you stabilize your life. Then learn a skill, get a job, and stop having babies until you form a stable family of your own. Reply 9. It's not exactly the wisest choice. You are thinking of what you want. What about what your children need, now and in the future? The idea is, get the job and establish the home, and then get pregnant. Preferably with a partner who wants to co-parent with you. But what's done is done. Start now making decisions with your children's needs in mind, rather than your own selfish desires, because if you don't, those children will likely grow up hating you. Reply 10. No judgment here, just a sincere question. Do you want to be a parent right now? Does the baby's father want to be a parent? You're not obligated to raise this baby. There are people who really want to be parents and aren't able to conceive. You could work with an adoption specialist to choose just the parents you want to raise this child that you created. It would be a loving thing to do. I wanted to mention this option because none of the other answers so far have discussed it. If you do want to be a parent at this point in your life, the other answers give some good suggestions, so I won't repeat them. Just remember that you have choices. Parenting is amazing, but it's also really hard. This pregnancy is a good time to really think about whether you want to make that 18-year-plus commitment. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you get alerts on the next question. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.